G'day everyone, this is Daniel O'Grady. Thank you so much for joining me for another WasabiCars video. Hope you're doing well, and it's been a busy week. So plan B, I put the message out on Instagram, give me your questions on the project car, and there it is, just in all its glory behind me. It's so cool. I cannot wait to share the build with you on the Ahiru Shokai Super Duck channel. I've done a little introductory video. There's a link in the description below. Please do subscribe and do sign up for notifications. The signing up for notifications is the important one, not subscribing. We live in a whole new world, people. Anyway, g'day. I did put the call out on Instagram for your questions, and I've got, I think, about a dozen or so questions that I'm going to answer right now. So thank you, everyone. Now, I got a question from Mazda Freak 13B, and I love it that there's a username that I can read. What are your plans for the interior? I think we are going to change the interior panels. There's going to be another steering wheel, a sporty looking one. There's going to be some sort of sound system put in. I believe the seat trim will change. Now there is a style of covering that they do which I'm not really into, but that's a possibility. It is a build sponsored by Super Duck, so I'm fronting like zero cash, so it could be I get what I'm given, but I certainly am able to sort of make suggestions of how I want stuff. But I don't know if I answered your question. I hope I did. Artificial sound. I think you're saying PVC drift, as in on the rear wheels, like a PVC ring to drift. Mate, that is fraught with danger. I don't know if I would. I might try it one day. Nath W. Glenn. If you were back in Australia, would you rock a Toyota Eco Sportivo? Matey, thank you for your question. 20 years in Japan. I don't even know what you just said, but I appreciate the question, mate. Sorry, I like sort of steel bumper cars. And you can't see a steel bumper on that, but maybe there will be. Lucky Isles. How many man hours have gone into it so far? I'm going to say roughly 100. Ramirez 9_9824. What color is it going to be? Well, it's going to be a race car livery, and it's going to be simplified to a smaller degree because we don't want a full-on race car looking thing, but it's going to, like Kaido races have that livery style of thing, do they not? So something like that, and something close to my heart, something that I think is internationally renowned. So I'm really keen for that. And yeah, I BYO'd. Auto_Taku. Auto Taku. Interesting. Question is why? Very simple. And I sent a message to the guy sort of saying there are so many endings to that. Why this car? Why the modification that he saw? Why? So many whys. It's so not a WasabiCars car, is it not? But again, like, some company didn't write me a blank check to pick any car in the whole world that I can choose, and I had constraints. For what it's worth, I love this car. I love it. Fender mirror. I like your username. How hard is it financially to own a classic car from 70s compared to owning a new car in Japan? Well, with a new car in Japan, you don't need to get the roadworthy, the shaken done so often. So that's a massive saving. With the older cars, it's like every 2 years, and if you have like a commercial vehicle, a 400 number, it's every year. So that regular checkup is a large expense. And I'm just going to assume that it never needs any parts, which is a big assumption. But if you need parts, if you have an older car, man, good luck. It's like Japan is terrible for that. Noodle Walk Tossed. Have you driven the new rear suspension setup to at the limit? No. I've driven it from inside to outside on 2 occasions. At the moment, there's some bodywork that rubs on the rear tires, so it's doing nothing. I just drove it in and out. There you go. How does it handle? Not well. Not well when there's friction rubbing off the rear tires. It's terrible. That's what I'm going to say. Benny Ills, g'day man. Hope all is well in Sydney. What colour? Similar. I can't reveal too much, but white is one of the colours. Kyusha K series wheels. Really want to know what the plan is rolling forward. 14 inch. He says 13. 14 inch, and not these wheels. It's going to be Work Equip 3, I believe. Black center, I believe. Don't quote me. That's where we're at. What color will you get from Frederick? Oh, mate. So that's similar, right? So Frederick, as I said, white plus another dominant color, which I can't go into because, you know, I've got to keep some secrets. Gushies, any news on engine upgrades? Engine upgrades, this is mostly about aesthetics. You know what I mean? Like, it's a custom car garage that focuses on how it looks and looks cool. That's all I can say, mate. Morizostig. Will you live inside it? I may sleep in it once or twice. I felt the need to sleep with it the other night, actually. Luo, Cars Adventures, he's got a YouTube channel. Also, maybe any performance upgrades engine-wise, so I've just answered that. Someone beat you to it, mate. Yeah. I suggested I would love a turbo, even if it's like a little bit more power, I'd be stoked, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at the second. Lubo, will there be a change of the steering wheel? Yes, I bought a Autozam AZ1 original OEM sports steering wheel. It looks cool. I love that it's Autozam. Now it's a Mitsuoka Ray. It's an Autozam Carroll AC6P. It's an Autozam built by Suzuki. So yeah, it's lots of things, but I want to go the Autozam steering wheel. Will you be allowed to drive the car and use the project car? Yeah, mate. Once it achieves Shaken, they'll be checked for roadworthiness. It'll be paid for by them. They will hand over ownership of the car to me. Wow. Then I will assume costs for the car. But they're building it for me. So I feel pretty lucky. There could be some people, as I mentioned, who are going to be like, oh, why that car? That's stupid. That's not a WasabiCars car. Why? Like, I feel pretty fortunate to be getting this because, you know, I can't be happier, man. I could not be happier with this. I love it. Skyline Drive 23. I got a bit emotional then. I got sort of almost choked up. What's the overall plan for the project car? Well, low. Inside the wheel arches, no over fenders. There will be some body work. There could be some spats, what do you call them? Spats or side skirts. There's going to have a rear wing on it, but it could be I'm pretty sure it's the OEM one we're going to go for. Front spoiler, they're going to make something custom for that as well. So there will be a few body mods. Oh, I think my... Hey, where was I? Next one is from Bradley Uchi. Hey man, like we're always chatting on Instagram, man. It's always good to chat with you. I hope you're doing well. Congrats on the good news you had recently. That was awesome. What has been the biggest challenge during the project? Finding time. I drive 2 hours, an hour back to work every day, and I do long hours generally. And then I got to come home and do WasabiCars things. So time is the biggest challenge. Also, working with a new group of people, to be real. You know, we're all got ideas about how things should be done, and coming together is definitely a challenge. Nasty muffler photography, hairnet fog light covers. That was in relation to a recent Instagram post. Little Honda N360, pretty cool. Tyler Jacobson 85, any engine mods? Sorry, I've already touched on that. I'd love a little turbo, or even a little bloody slightly custom induction. I'm not even asking much, but I would like something visually interesting under the bonnet, you know what I mean? Something. Ethan Giordano. How low can you go? 90 millimeters. So that the low point of the car, like under the engine, the sump, the cross member there, 90 millimeters, and that's the limit for Shaken. If we want to do some wild stuff, yeah, we can raise the engine mounts, raise the shock towers by 40 mil, and that'll lower the body. But and I've seen that recently, but that's not my go. That's not my go at all. Suparia 18. Not a question, but looking sick so far. Thank you very much. I love it. I love looking at it. I love staring at it. I love it. Thank you very much. Red Beard Creations, who's a creative person. Let me just say that. What's your ideal final ride height? Legal. There could be issues, like culturally, a sensei driving this to work. There could be some real issues, but legal is what I'm after. 90 mils off the deck. Happy family, I'm all good. Yeah. Next one. IDMA61. When is the first race? Yeah. I haven't been someone who's been driving cars in like competitively or spiritedly ever. You know what I mean? I drive a POS car to work every day, and there's no need for me to be nuts doing that. So it's not going to happen, I don't think. Sorry, that's a boring thing. And next question. It's not Lachlan. How crazy are you going with it? Good question. Yeah, I think it's pretty wild to me. I've mentioned the bodywork, the livery, the paint scheme, and of course it's massively low. When you see what's going on, with the rear suspension, that's wild. Like for me, we're like doing some serious modifications of geometry of how this car rolls, and it's pretty full on. None of this I could attempt by myself in my yard. You know what I mean? Like, it's just incredible. Everyone, thanks so much for your questions, and if you have a question, do drop a question in the comments below. Also, do subscribe to the Super Duck Ahiru Shokai channel. You gotta subscribe and click the notification bell. Some vids are already made. I'm still shooting so much. You can see where it's at now, but there's a long way to go. And beyond this, I do know that there's another little Honda today that we're gonna modify for someone else in a similar manner, I guess. But this is gonna be a continuing thing, and I hope everyone gets on board, because I'm excited. I'm really excited. So thanks so much, everyone. Take it easy, and goodbye.